So I'm at Roosevelt Self-Storage. There's a black Nazi. When he's saying you're not going to have food again. So he just made a threat. And this is 69th of Roosevelt, 12:23 p.m. And it's Wednesday, March 14th. There was a black Nazi female in Roosevelt Self-Storage. She was large like a man. I think she had a green shirt on. She was packing up this really inferior unit. It blows dust. And she was making a lot of threats, including cutting and other threats. And in Washington, people did a genocide, if you can call them people. They're cannibal zombies. 30 million people in 20 years. So there's actually a connection between storage places and your credit, your identity. You keep your possessions in your storage unit, which actually tie in, along with your paperwork, with identity, which ties in with credit. Possessions, credit, identity. Remember that. At Roosevelt Self-Storage, they could even take over your unit as threatened many times. I received many threats. And they could then pose as you. They could even keep you in your storage unit, which has been another threat. And then they would pretend that you're in an apartment and you might be held captive and starve. Some of us, by the way, we still look a little round even when we're half starved. And those males threatening, they're all part of the genocide. They might even be walking around with several identities. My own grotesque family turned out to be a bunch of black Nazis that were hiding. I look white, but I'm actually part black and also part Native American. I'm on the genocide list too. I'd like to show you something from Roosevelt Self-Storage, a lot of it. Those are grooves in my hands. It's popular to throw glass at people, also to put it on their possessions. I keep my clothing at Roosevelt Self-Storage, and it's not safe, and I have to shake it for glass. And no matter how much you shake clothing, it's going to be full of glass if people throw glass at it. There are even holes poked in the bag so that people could throw glass in better. There have been cut marks on my clothes. So I'm getting ready to go to a dangerous area, and that is Elizabeth Gregory home, and there will be threats there and possible glass thrown at me. The managers there, they're all crazed lunatic zombies, including Christine Carr, Karen Hundreaser, and Michelle Martin, and somebody named Elizabeth, not the Elizabeth, I forget her last name. Elizabeth, she's quite large. Looks like a beautiful day, but everybody's a cannibal zombie. I'm the only non-cannibal, non-Satanist, non-zombie in Washington. By the way, there is a huge connection between money, property, credit, identity, and blah. Expensive apartments that are so expensive they're not even listed in price on the internet. Probably $2,600 a month or more. Could be $3,000. They don't look huge either. Ironically enough, you can see some disparities from what you would expect. It's different than even what you might have seen 20 years ago, people in an expensive apartment. Well, some of the window furnishings, some of the things they put in their window, it looks like sort of a welfare, even like a college dorm or college dorm area. It's denoting sort of, people not used or accustomed to the expensive new apartment. And I will note that a lot of these people, some of them are 80 years of welfare, and all of a sudden they had cars. I noticed that 14 years ago. And they seem to target not just they targeted whites, white-looking Semites and warm-skinned European for being white, but also, or for being other, but they targeted them for being smart, pretty nice, normal. So yes, they targeted Semites and warm-skinned Europeans. Whites and white-looking seem to be the largest target, and they are terribly anti-Semitic. Who? The zombie gang members. In fact, I hear unfortunate references to World War II, where people are showing that they admire Hitler, including by the black Nazis and white-looking people that got in with the black Nazis. This thing might be the person I've actually smelled her perfume, and I've actually smelled that in my unit. So if you're a white Semite or warm-skinned European that's on the genocide list, they will try to enslave you. Jews were a primary target, and very light ethnic Christians. May I have the ramp? Thank you. There's a woman with a mask. Sometimes people will use masks just to hide their identity. I don't know what that little strip is, but I can guess. Pardon me?
I said try not to block the aisleway, please.
No. I'm getting out at 65. Do you mind if I stand, since I'm the only person getting on? And then I'm getting off at 65. Whoops, excuse me. So I'm on bus number 67, 2747. This thing got on playing Beaver Belt. They have obsessions with people's, genitals, and they are cannibal zombies. Psychopaths, and America let them wander around undiagnosed for years.
Northeast Ravenna Boulevard
Stinks too.
Roosevelt Way, northeast.
You can actually round up cannibal zombies because they stink and they're a health risk. Oh, and she's yapping about warrants, and she's 80 years of welfare with a big fat fucking welfare face. Looks like a butt. Got warrants. That's typical of Washington. Everybody thinks they're a cop, including the fat asses. Fucking maggots. We'll see about that maggot. A big fat brown grub. word, the G in grubba.
Next stop, University Way Northeast and Northeast Ravenna Boulevard.
It smells worse than my laundry. Health risk. It stinks. So if you can't get cannibal zombies rounded up and arrested, them committed, because most of them stink because they've been eating foul, disgusting, even rotten humans, and that's foul and disgusting to eat this, and also illegal. They also like to play with their own body others. So big health risk. Also, it's pretty much a guarantee if they smell like that, you can't trust them in restaurants or anywhere else. They're going to be dripping filth and playing with it and probably putting it in food, beverage, or your possessions. You're going to find the stinky cannibal putting the bloody hand on the banana truck or near the salad or in the soup at even the day shelter.
Next stop, Northeast 55th Street.
And the ugly things are very grandiose. They might be morbidly obese and retarded, but they're going to issue edicts. They are repulsive. That's really just exhibiting what's on the inside of it. The grossness. Good and grosser, though. They are Satanists. Actually, anybody who went with her deserves to look as bad as that as well. Getting out with the dolly.
Next stop, Northeast 50th Street.
I always warn the bus drivers, hauling laundry today, so as not to inspire stress among the zombie population. Getting out next. So if I don't come back, I went to Gregory home to do my laundry. A bunch of things like that thing. Being catered to. Eating cannibal slops. That's what they're doing. And snoozing after their nice hog's meal. They had a mud bath and came back. Washington State. see people behaving putting people to pull a knife on you. They'll tell you you're going to go with them. They'll put their fist up. They're also trying to slaves. They all have one common trait. They're hideously grandiose. Why? Part of it is because they feel magical and beautiful. They also have reduced the playing field. They have taken away their competition. I could have gone here, actually. Still can go here. Still have the light. If they didn't think I had a phone, there could have been more trouble. They'll also posture around the police. They'll suddenly galvanize into action and pretend they're the police. There's the smell of meat roasting. You wouldn't dare. They just cook it a certain way you can't tell. Could be people, could be poor kitty cat, poor bunny, poor whomever. You don't want it. It's torture too. Gotta watch for security people playing police. They're all psychotic as well. Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done as it is in heaven. Please forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, deliver us from evil. That is kingdom, power, and glory forever. Amen. Look like there's booming economy, things look normal. They're zombies. Where's the money coming from? People with 3, 2, 1 extra identity to 3,000. Smells like blood right here. And it could be the car that blows in the breeze. Could be one of these apartments. You are gross. He's blah, 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 indigent. Did you see anything handsome? Didn't see anything nice looking? Dogs. It's insulting to real dogs, though. Gotta put this away.